Hello, thank you for joining me for another video. Today we're going to do a coloring page out of Kappa's adult coloring book titled Winter Season, Designs to Color. Alright, I'm going to divide this page in half from top to bottom, so this will be my dividing mark here, which will give me 2.5 rows of these. I think they're foxes. It'll give me 2.5 rows on one side and 2.5 rows on the other side. I do it this way to show you that there is, you can do sort of whatever you want. There's a variety of things that you can do to color these, and you can do those, whatever suits your fancy. Alright, so I'm going to zoom out here. I'm chopping this in half. You'll find that after you do some of these pages, you really like them and you may want to frame them, and that's what you can do. They're really easy to frame. Alright, so let's begin. I'm going to color this side here. Let's see, I'm going to use this sort of a brick red. And of course the white, I'm going to leave the white by itself. I'm not going to even color it. I'm going to use this. So this is a normal, sort of like a normal color. Let me go here. There are also Christmas, looks like pine trees. I said Christmas trees. Look like pine trees on these. And what I'm doing now is I'm holding the pencil from halfway mark down to the end will give me a much lighter line, and I'm going sideways with the pencil lead so that it will cover more space. I just want to cover this whole thing in real quick like. And I'm going to give a little color to that tail so that it's not all the way white. When we paint white, it usually has more of another color in it than the white itself. And so now I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to start giving it a little bit more color around the shape of the certain items, such as here the ear. I'm going to go, let me come in a little closer so you can see it. When you lay your colors down, you always go, it's better to make several light layers, which causes them to get darker, than to make a super dark layer from the very beginning. Doing so will cause may cause you a little heartache, because it may get too dark in an area and it's hard to erase the markings when you do it that way. The color pencil just gets in there and it's hard to change it up. So what I'm doing here is going around the outside, contouring certain items and making them a little darker, and then lighten it up as it comes in the other direction. So for here, I lighten it as it went towards the middle of the face, and up here I made it dark on these around the contoured edge, and I'm lightening it up as it comes towards this side of the face. In here you can add a couple of little extra lines, looks like whiskers or something there. And remember, I'm going to leave the white part of the tail, this bottom part or end of it, kind of bushy looking. It really looks like a tail, and when I look at it even more, it looks like the side of the heel that the trees are running along. So I'm not going to worry about it, but here I'm going to give it some darker here, using circular marks now. You want to come up, following these dark lines really are trying to show you the direction that the fur is laying around the body. So I'm making marks, not directly on them, but really with them in the direction that they're going. I'm not trying to be exact, and now I'll come in. I'm not trying to be exact. I want to create a little variation in the color, also in the surface, so it will stand out. I think that's enough on him. So I tell you this, I'm making this whole thing his tail, but it may not be, but that's how I'm making it. So I'll do that. And then of course these trees. Now you can color these any way that you like. All right, I'm going up and down with this tree so that it looks like it will sort of mimic what that tree would be doing. It would be pine trees and they would be coming down and out. But it's up to you. You can color all of these foxes and then you can come back and color the trees, or you can do it in reverse. It's up to you. I think I'm going to do all the trees. Now let me give him a black nose here, cover his nose a little. I didn't do that earlier. So I'll do the same for this one. And this one. I don't really want to cover too much of it, but just enough. And this one. So I'm leaving some of that white page there on all of those. Now let's go back. I want to make this one. I really want to make it silver, and I don't have a silver, so I'm going to hold the pencil all the way back and lightly color it like I did this first one. I'm going to lay down a really light layer and then come back. And the reason why I said that is now I'm going to add same way I did it over there. I went up. I'm so skittish with these pencils because I broke one. Let me go up here. I broke one before. These have no wood on them. So they're easier to break. If they hit this hard floor, they will break. It looks darker on the camera than it does here. So weird looking. Looking at this in the camera, it looks really dark. But looking at it in person, it doesn't. Now he's gray. And I want to do a blue one. I know it's weird. So I'm going to do it the same way. I'm just going to come back. Color the whole thing first. Really light tone blue. And then come back in. And when you're painting, you're the artist. You create. And with these, allow yourself to relax and go with the flow. We call that intuitively creating. I like that. I'm going to come over here and do this is like a gold, or we call this a yellow ochre. So I'm not too sure if it's going to show up well or not. We'll see. Yeah. That'll work. So all I have are these two down here, and then we'll do that top part up there. So while I'm at it, let me just go ahead and do a purple one. And again, I'll come all the way back, coloring the whole thing really lightly. And then come back in and highlight certain areas or darkening them in. So the one thing you'll find with this repetitive shape is you're going to do the same thing over and over, which makes it a little easier for you. Especially if you're new to these types of coloring pages. And you're new to these, but in fact you're used to doing these. You just haven't done them. You may not have done them in some years. So once you get back into the hang of it, it'll be like second nature. Because almost everyone used to color. And since I have that, I'll put a red one over here. I have green in here already, so I don't want to do that. Make that a green one. So I'll make this one a red one. Put dark areas in. Just when it's getting good, you don't have any more to color. Now I have this really light blue. I'm just going to color in here. Alright, so that one is done. That bottom part is done. And now for this top part is I'm going to color only one of the foxes. And I will color him the normal reddish orange color like this. So I was going to pick this one, but that's straight ahead. So I'm going to pick this one over here. And what I'm going to do, this is what I have. Sometimes I have a class do. Pick one of these out, any one of them. Which one would you like? Pick any one of them out. You're only going to pick one because you're only going to color one. And I don't want that straight ahead because that's there. I'd have to actually cut this page in two. I'm still going to pick him only because I keep them together. So I'm going to go in here and color this one. Similar to what I did with the other one. Color him good. And that is all I need to do on him. And now for the rest of the page, the entire rest of the page, you're going to color in one tone, one shade and one shade only. So I'm going to color the rest of it. I really want it to be in a shade tone or shade of black. I want this particular fox to pop. He's the center of attention. So I'm lightly painting in everything else what is called monotone, one color only. So with the entire painting, I use 2 colors. When you look at it, the attention is right there. And that signifies the person that's painting it. Symbolizes, rather. If something is too white or something is too black, it'll take away from where you want the attention to go to. And all eyes are on the little fox right there. By splitting the page in half, I just created 2 separate paintings. That one, which you could frame, or that one, which you could frame. See how I did that? All right, thanks for joining me. Until next time.